back and I'm going to sit up?
No, I mean, I'm just leaning back right now. I'm fixing my hair. Aha. I'll sit up in a minute because I got to open up that box. I've found that with Hannah and I, when we talk to people, not ourselves, we communicate sometimes better about the things going on in our lives.
He basically told me I'm a poor communicator when I try to talk to him.
It comes off usually as a nod. And then I realized later on that that nod actually translated fairly well as she regurgitates what I told her to someone else. So I decided, let's talk through all of our life problems and everything with the world. So I don't really want to call this a podcast. I don't really want to call this whatever. It's just literally you and I on our couch with our dog having conversations.
This is still not going to go well, though, because I'm a little stubborn.
But I feel like because you know that people will watch this,
That I'll do better.
that you will do better. Even if it's only like 2 people.
Oh.
I don't really care.
So we're doing this for Phil.
So
Do you want to start with your box?
Yeah, the box. Do you see this box here? What could be in this box? I don't know. Do you know what's in this box?
You just said you told me.
But I don't know if that's what's in the box. So this is like one of those ASMR things
It's not, though.
where like, oh, can you hear the ripping? Oh, that's satisfying, right? Oh, look at that. It's what I thought it was. Y'all know what this is? Ugh! Wow, this is really big. Y'all know what this is? This is Christmas lights. Because why? Because Christmas is coming.
Christmas is coming.
And one thing I don't like to do is reinstall lights every year. So this is called the Govee permanent outdoor lighting. Keyword permanent.
So we're going to try it.
So it's a little bit more than what you'd spend on Christmas lights, but I feel like every year I'm spending $50 to $60 on Christmas lights just because of all the ones that I replaced. So we're going to try this one. And we're going to put this up at
The shop.
Hannah's shop. Hannah's shop that has to be ready for home for the holidays.
Home for the holidays. Oh, I got to text Justin. That's right.
What are you going to do for home for the holidays? I have great ideas.
I know. I said it was a great idea. I said that. I said I like that.
I know, but sometimes you don't tell me it's a great idea. And so I want you to acknowledge the great idea. Can you regurgitate to everyone what my great idea was?
Home for the Holidays is an event that happens in Orville. And a lot of local businesses open up on the day after Thanksgiving, and it's in the evening. And there's a bunch of really cool ice sculptures at all the businesses. And there's kind of like a walking path that takes you through town. So we were going back and forth about like what to do at HVN. Phil's idea was to do like a Christmas card board.
Well, let's start with the reason, what you did last year.
So we braided a lot of hair last year.
And it was slammed.
So we needed something that we think is going to go like a little bit faster that more people can do.
From my understanding, your guys' thought was, oh, let's braid kids' hair, and like that's.
But it
gonna
ended
be
up
fun.
being
and
everybody.
Then it ended up being adults and everyone else, and it was just like overwhelming.
Yeah.
But you did.
It was fun.
You did a bunch of Elsas, right?
But yeah, it was fun, but it was too much.
Yeah.
So we were trying to come up with other ideas. So Phil.
And I know my wife. I know what she loves. I know her love language.
But he doesn't do it. Okay, just so we're clear. He knows what it is. But you don't do it. You don't participate. You could try. You don't even try.
I suck at it.
Okay, so I love writing cards. Mm-hmm. And so he thought we should do a Christmas card exchange. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But like, I'm going to build this elaborate thing.
Are you going to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I'll put that in a later video of me building it.
Okay.
So this is what the content you're going to get out of this. You're going to get DIY projects that you could do too. That'll probably be me just messing up crap all the time. But I'm going to build this elaborate thing that's going to like be painted up and have like these envelopes on it. And like what the premise would be is you come to our shop, you write yourself a Christmas card.
Write yourself?
Not yourself, to someone a Christmas card.
Yeah.
You could put $1 in it if you want.
Oh.
You know, bless someone.
Oh.
Bless them. You could put a gift card in it. Not like people carry around gift cards.
No.
Readily, but you know.
Okay.
You could.
You could?
If you were wearing lipstick, you could like put a little kissy on it or something.
You could?
It's like a romantic Christmas card.
That's not where my head was going with all of this.
I see.
But I was thinking like encouragement.
Or you could write an encouraging card.
Yes.
And then you would write it, doesn't have to be long, you put it in one of the envelope slots, and then you take another envelope slot that someone random has written to you. And now you get a Christmas card, and they get a Christmas card. And the cycle continues.
Okay. You want to do it?
I already thought we were doing it.
Okay. Let's do it.
Okay.
So we're playing fantasy football right now. And Cody, the kid I'm playing this week, wanted to know what steroids did your fantasy team take in the last 24 hours? The projection started out in my favor.
Yeah, I'm telling you. And you got all pissed off at draft day because you drafted Travis Kelce first because it was on auto.
I was auto-drafted and I was so mad because you're not supposed to pick a tight end first.
You got the most famous man of the year thanks to Taylor Swift. It's not that he won 2 Super Bowls or anything.
I'm kind of into fantasy this year.
Yeah, it's really good. I like
Is
it.
it really good?
I like it a lot.
I'm just a little competitive and it's fun.
Yeah, but your guys did take steroids. Actually, your freaking kicker. Well, it was because like
They kept
Kansas City usually scores touchdowns, not
And then
kicks 1,000
But then
three-point
the
conversions.
kicker always gets a point for every kicked field goal. So
Yeah, but he just kicked 1,000 three-point
and
field goals this week and got like
and their
18
defense.
points.
I picked up their defense this week because I pay attention to who people play,
Listen, it's gonna be the Kelce brothers back in the Super Bowl again.
and it'll be fun. And it'll be the
I'm here for it.
Kelsey Swift matchup.
Yeah, Taylor Swift will make a guest performance at the Super Bowl
Halftime show.
halftime show.
Not planned.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, new message from Cody.
So yeah, we recorded probably another like 15 minutes after this first thing, and I got up because Navient called. You Navient. That's the loan people that we owe money to. Thank you, Spring Arbor, because they just constantly call us, and we're still not done paying off loans.
We're close. We should just finish.
We probably could literally
know.
just pay them all off, but
I know.
I'm just mad that whatever. Anyhow, what was I saying? We spent 15 minutes talking, and then I didn't record
Because you
all
had
of our
Do Not Disturb on.
conversation.
You act like you've never done a recording before.
Well, I don't usually do it on my phone. My camera is updating. My actual camera.
Okay, so what we had talked about was that
India,
this year, a lot more travel was.
and it's stressful.
Okay, we had literally 2 trips planned. That was it. One in the spring, one in the fall, and everything was mapped out. Beautiful.
And our spring one
Got moved to
got all
summer.
hijacked because my dad's heart decided to stop working. So,
It
Dad,
never stopped, but it just
it never stopped.
struggled.
It just needed 5 bypasses.
Yeah.
So there was that.
So, but then
Yeah, so we went to South Carolina. That was fun.
you went to Texas.
I went to Texas, visited my best friend.
We just went to India, and that's what we're coming back from and kind of recovering.
Yeah. P.S. Side note, Texas, Dan, you should move to Ohio. So much
Yes.
better. Seasons are better.
Yes.
Seasons. For every season, there is a time. For every time.
And
there
the time is now to get to Ohio. To be
Scripture.
With us.
Yeah, but we talked about India because that's where we went.
Yeah.
And India was kind of a random thing because Kathy, her grandmother, asked me if I wanted to go with her and my mother-in-law. And I was like, ooh, I don't know how I feel about this. Especially because I couldn't really understand why I was going. And then I was kind of leaning towards the idea of like I didn't really want to go because
I mean, you sat with it for a while.
I did.
You
I sat with it
definitely
for a
will-
long
yeah.
while. But I was leaning more towards I didn't want to go. And then you said, well, what if I went? And I was like, well, yeah, I would go with Hannah because then that's my person. And I can deal when I have things that come up, right?
Yes. Hannah will be there just to take care of everything.
That's not what. That's not it.
Oh. Sometimes a little.
No, that's not it.
We have fun together for sure.
I'd have been fine on my own. It just would have been a very different trip.
Yes. It was meant to be. We were supposed to both go. And I tell Phil this a lot, but I felt like it was like a gift. Like it was very special to be able to have this opportunity to go, but like to go with my grandma and my mom and me, 3 generations, the matriarchs of the family.
Yeah. Well, and the reason we went because Kathy
Yes.
and Roger, her grandparents, had spent a lot of
Years.
time and
Like
money
25
and
years, yes.
devotion to this college over these years, and they're they're dedicating a building in the name of your grandparents.
Yes.
As
the
their
Cheek Center.
as their groundbreaking on it.
Yes. So, yeah, we went because they are growing, which is super exciting, but they need more space for business classes and counseling classes.
It was a good trip, short trip. I wish it was longer.
Yes. Yes.
And a lot of times, like, I get really frustrated when I go places and they want to treat me like a Westerner.
Yes.
So that was, I think if I would have stayed longer, that
I
would
think
have,
they're not
like,
used
dulled.
to people like us, though, either. Like, from what we learned is that a lot of people who come to visit the college are older, and we were a little bit younger. So we're like, no, do what you do. Like, we got to spend one of the days with 2 of the people on staff, and they're like a little bit ahead of us. They're probably like 5 to 10 years older than us. And I was like, no, where would you take your wife out for dinner? Like, that's where we want to go. So
It's spicy. I'm like, please give me some spice. Like,
true Indian food.
I'm like, I'm a hot wings kind of guy. Like,
yeah.
they ain't gonna affect me.
So I think they, like, once we like kind of were like, take us to do what you do, they were like, oh, okay. And I think they were just trying to like Americanize everything. We're like, no. We get that at home. Like, show us what you do. And like another professor, like, if you guys were just hanging out on the weekend, where would you go? And he took us to this huge park, and like,
oh, that was cool too. Yeah.
there was, a skate ring. There was like a
Badminton.
performance stage. Kids playing everywhere. There was this
Everyone
huge
doing K-pop dances.
viewing tower where people would go up to the top of the
K-pop
tower
dance.
and overlook the city. Like, it was just really fun to see like what they do in their normal lives. That's what we wanted to see.
Yeah.
And I felt like that's how we could show up for them too, and just encouraging the staff.
What was the moment that you were like, oh, this is really fun? And then what was the moment that was really inspiring?
I'm gonna do a third fast one. It's super overwhelming.
I didn't give you 3.
I don't care. This is how we work anyways. It was super overwhelming to go into Chennai. So Chennai has 12.8 million people that live in the city. And like that took me a while to like digest because it was so overwhelming. But then like once we got in, like our hosts were so incredible. I would say one of the funnest moments for me was like riding in the car with the staff at the college often were the ones driving us around, and like in the car having conversations with them. It's like the slow moments, right? Like the slow moments where you get to have conversation and joke around with them. And it was fun just to be able to encourage them and pick on them and joke with them and like buy them coffee. Like those are the things that I would do with my friends at home. And I always say like those day-to-day moments, like however you can create just normal life, that was like really fun for me. So I really enjoyed that part of it. The most, what'd you say, impactful moment?
Yeah.
Okay. So we got to see the city for a couple days, and then we finally made it to the college, and that's where I wish we would have been able to spend more time. But one of the most impactful moments was there was one evening where they brought in a big group of the students. There's about 45 students that live on campus, and I would say we got to meet with about 20 to 25 of them, and they put us in this big room in a big circle, and they're like, we just wanted you to spend time with them and, have conversation and hang out, whatever. There was no agenda. There was no, like, expectation, but just to sit and talk. And it was really cool just to hear their stories. Like, why are they at the college? How did they get there? What are they studying? What are they passionate about? And the range was so vast with, college age kids are just fun and fiery. And it's been a long time since I've been around college age kids. And I think there's something really special about college age kids. One of the things that Phil asks a lot with...
Well, you want me to ask it?
No, I didn't know if you were going to talk about it too.
No, I won't. You can have this. You can have this one.
Okay. He always asks, like, what is God showing you or teaching you right now? And the kids were so fast to answer. And it was really cool to hear. Like, it was like, one girl specifically is like, I've been known to be shy and quiet and not have a voice.
She was like the first one to answer.
She was the first one to answer.
Cool.
And she's like, I'm finding my voice here and knowing that, like, God has made me with purpose and with reason. And even if I don't know it yet, I still have a voice. And so just hearing them, man, it was good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's always a good question to ask someone.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot that changes in your life, even weekly, with what God's doing in your life. And we don't really ask that of people. So it's hard to establish where God has, what he's done and what he's continuing to do through you. So looking back at his faithfulness and looking forward to his faithfulness.
But I'll never forget, like, just,
Yeah.
sitting there, and it just made me long for more conversation. Like, man, if we could have stayed longer, I would have just wanted more time with the students.
Yeah, I had two things. What did I say? My most fun?
Like,
thing?
what was a really fun moment, and what was a really inspiring moment? Is that what you said? Or impactful
Inspiring.
moment.
Well,
Impactful.
I got a third, too.
Okay.
I got a third that was, like, crazy, what the crap just happened moment.
Okay.
We got to the hotel on our first night after traveling like 25 hours. I got my key card. I unlocked my door, opened the door.
1 in the morning.
It's 1 in the morning, and I walk in, and there's a guy standing in his boxers being like, "What are you doing in my room?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry, this is the key card I was given." So I had to go back downstairs.
Fortunately, it was just Phil. I hadn't made my way all the way over there yet.
Go back
Thank
downstairs.
goodness.
I'm like, "Dude, you gave me the key to a room that was occupied." And they're like, "Oh, we'll fix it." And they're trying to kick this guy out of the room now.
and clean the room. And we're like, no.
And we're like, no, just
please,
give us a different room.
We don't care.
So this guy's all mad too. But basically, like, in the grander scheme of things, Hannah made friends with him.
Oh, yeah. Met him and his wife and his 2 girls.
Friends with everyone.
I told him he was my first friend in India.
Because
he
was the
laughed.
first person we met.
At 1 in the morning.
And then eventually, at the end of the week, he showed us this picture, and it said,
he goes, I have something to show you.
Yeah,
and he runs over and he shows us his phone. And there's a picture on it.
It's a picture of a cake that says sorry on it. And I guess the staff sent them a sorry cake.
They brought me a sorry cake.
So that was, that could even be a fun moment in a sense.
Yeah.
But that was.
Well, and I just thought it was funny that we got to see him all week then too. Like, no matter, every time we went downstairs, he was always in the lobby or always, like, we always ran into him.
Yeah. The most impactful moment was, once again, kind of going off of what you were saying. Like, one night I was going out to take some photos and video, and the kids were like, students were like, "Hey, Phil, come over here and sit with us." And I sat with them, and I got to have all the college conversations again. Like, what are politics? What do you care about politics? Like, what are your views on God? What are things that God's, like, really challenging on? What are things that you're questioning right now? And that's always fun because college students are always questioning things. And so they're still in that unstable, like, we have not fermented our faith and we're, like, now boring Christians, like, because that's kind of what happens.
Oh.
It is. I mean,
maybe for you.
That's what I feel like. So they're still questioning, figuring all that stuff out. Squirrel! Sorry, there's a squirrel right there. We're in our sunroom. So that was fun, and then, like, eventually they, like, were, like, asking me to play guitar. So there's a group of us now. We're, like, all singing and playing guitar. It was really fun. They asked me to play a country song. I don't know any country music. I'm not a country fan. Prior to this year, I thought Morgan Wallen was a girl, and so that's my extent of country music. But so I ended up playing, like, John Denver's "Country Roads" because it was the only country song I know, and everyone was screaming it out. It was really fun. So that kind of coincided with my fun and whatever moment.
Impactful.
Yeah. So now we're back in the States.
Yep.
Done with India.
Yep.
I don't know what.
I think we're still processing India.
Yeah,
It's gonna take a while to.
Yeah, some trips you go on and you're like, there's just a clear understanding of, like, why you were there, what you were doing, and that could even be vacation because you were there to like relax and get away from things, you know. And I went to Liberia, Africa. There was a clear understanding of why I was there and what I was doing, especially just because like I was there to kind of work with girls who had been through a lot of trauma. So it was really easy to be like, there's the trauma, I see it, I can do something about it or make a video about it. This has been a little bit more like, I don't know yet what's going on, and I'm still processing that. I don't know what's going to come from that. So,
Yeah.
And now we're
home for
here
2
for
weeks.
like 2 weeks, and then we're back into Texas because
Yes.
it seems like we always keep going to Texas. So Austin.
Austin's next.
Yep. That's it.
Yeah.
I think we're wrapping it up
Trying
here.
to be present while we're home.
Do you want to say hi? She can care less.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Well,
All right. On that note,
toodaloo.
stop the.
Yeah.